Welcome back to another episode of Dog Turds into Diamonds. Today we are taking on second placed Sunderland. We are 8 points off the playoffs and we really have to get a result against one of the strongest teams in the league. Let's get straight into it. Let's see what happens today. Yes, hello there everybody. It is once again time to turn Dog Turds into Diamonds here with AFC Rushden and Diamonds. We are 8th in the championship table. In our first season in the championship, it has been an incredibly successful season, but is there a chance of a little bit of a fairy tale and getting into those playoffs at the first attempt? It would be incredible given our budget, our squad size. Yeah, it's a tall order, but it has to start today with some sort of positive result away at Sunderland, which is going to be very, very difficult. Now, first of all, I have to tell you before we get started, I spoke about this the last episode as well. Immediately after recording the last episode, I went forward after we had drawn 0-0 with Burnley, and then an incredible 3-3 draw away at Brentford. We then went and played Charlton at home, and we had our performance of the season. It was an incredible game, wonderful fluid football. We won 6-2, Harry Brady with a hat-trick, Kakiao with 2. It was a phenomenal performance, and we were really taking some big form forward. And then the game crashed. Yeah, it has crashed twice between the last 2 episodes. So I don't know exactly what the problem is. Basically, the whole computer shut down and restarted. It has only happened after recording the last 2 episodes. So I don't know if it's a corrupted file. I don't know if it's a problem with the save game, if it's a problem with the recording software. If it's the computer overheating. I have no idea what the problem is. It has only ever happened after recording the last 2 episodes. Normal use of the computer, not a problem. Never rears its head while I am editing videos, while I'm saving the videos. Only after playing a recorded session. So I had to go back and I had to replay those 2 games from the last episode. So those 2 results from the last episode have now been stricken from the history books. We got a 1-1 draw with Burnley and a 1-1 draw with Brentford. I had to play through a few times against Burnley to get another draw. And then fortunately at the first attempt I was able to get a draw with Brentford, but it was not the fantastic free scoring game that you have seen in the last episode. We then played at home against Charlton. We completely dominated this game, but we only won 1-0. It was very, very frustrating. Like I said, when we previously played, Harry Brady scored a hat-trick, and he was on great form to go into the rest of the season. He's now, I think, 3 or 4 games without a goal, so he is actually on poor form now. That is really, really frustrating. I think it's really going to affect our chances of making the playoffs. But yeah, you can see there we had 21 shots, but only 6 on target. It was very, very frustrating. And like I say, very different to that 6-2 win when I originally played that game. It crashed immediately after, and I hadn't saved it since recording those games before. I have now set up the options to save after every single game. But you can see we're on a horrible run now. We've got 4 draws in the last 6 games. We've dropped a lot of points recently, and that has opened that gap up to 8 points. And we got another draw at home against Barnsley. A really horrible game this. Again, on the stats, it says we completely dominated. Barnsley missed 2 open goals here, or 2 one-on-ones. They could have won it very, very comfortably. But according to the stats, we were the better team. better XG, more shots on target. We didn't have as much possession as them, but yeah, so it's been really, really frustrating to not have that good form that I felt was building after those Brentford and Charlton games where we scored a lot of goals. We scored 9 goals in 2 games. That has all been undone. But hopefully now that is not going to happen again in the future, because I am taking those steps to save the game after every single match. So yeah, just a little bit of an update for you. It's very frustrating. But now we've got to take on Sunderland away from home. They are on incredible form. We're doing really well now. I think we're 12 games unbeaten, which is our second run of 12 games unbeaten through the season. So we are playing. We are at least very hard to beat, but we really need the likes of Harry Brady to come back into form. If we had continued the game from when we beat Charlton, he was on, I think, 29 goals for the season in all competitions, 29 or 30, and he's now been dropped back to 27. Kakiao is on a horrible run of form. He's playing really poorly, and like I say, he got 2 against Charlton. So I feel like having to go through those games again has really messed us up. It's disappointing, but let's see what we can do. For today's game, Sanisalo's in goal. Pakula is back, but you can see he's not fit. He's just returned from injury, but I need him to play right back today, which he cannot do. He's a right footer and he can play left back, but for some reason he can't play right back. Yeah, there you go. So, and I've just noticed there that he is signing for Millwall. Oh my goodness, he's joining Millwall, who are going to be relegated from the Championship. So there is no chance of us having Mateus Pakula for next season. I didn't even see that he was going out of contract. I'm gutted. I'm pretty sure we could never have afforded him anyway, but that is devastating. He has been a great loanee from AC Milan this season. So yeah, he's playing right back today. I'm absolutely devastated by that. I desperately wanted to get hold of him for next season. Appiah is going to continue at centre back, and he has been absolutely phenomenal, developing nicely. But according to his attributes, he shouldn't be a first choice centre back for us. But he has just been absolutely terrific. Look at that, a 7.28 rating in the league, a 7.34 rating in his last 5 games. Absolutely fantastic, Philip Appiah. He'll be partnered by Callum Simpson. Appiah is a little bit tired there, but I've got Nolan and Saunders on the bench. Dylan Jones at left back, again a little bit tired, but biggest away game of the season maybe. I've got to play him. The same with Alex Baker and Malicio. And Malicio, he's just made that second midfield spot alongside Baker his own. He's been improving really, really well through the season, through this run of games that he has had. With Moreno being injured, Little leaving on loan, Malicio has had more opportunities, and he's basically just been the best midfielder that has played alongside Baker all season. So he keeps his place. Jack Evans on the right, Kakiao in the middle as a Trequartista. Ellis Chapman. Do I change Ellis Chapman up? I think I'm going to change him, just not to have too many unfit players in the started lineup. So Kennedy can come in. I'll swap him to an inverted winger shortly. And Harry Brady is very tired up front. Let's make that change as well. Let's get Johnson in there, using his pace. And I think Brady is the impact sub to come in. Yeah, I just don't trust that lack of fitness that he's got. So on the bench, we've got Brian Nolan, Saunders, Moreno Wilson, Brady Chapman, Rocco Vata. And that is because Ulfi Dreyer is suspended, as is Igor Luiz. He's serving the last of a 3-game suspension. So that is why Pakula has to play right back today. Concannon on the bench off the bench after coming back from an injury. He needs some reserve team games to get up to fitness. And then Glenn Geens and Stewart are our only other available outfield players. So yeah, the squad, as it has been all season long, is pretty threadbare. To achieve what we have achieved this season with such a small squad is, to be honest, I have really surprised myself with how well the team has gone. I thought this was going to be a season of struggling, trying to just get enough points to stay up as early as possible, and maybe finishing somewhere around mid-table. And here we are, still in with a mathematical chance of making the playoffs with 9 games to go. We have massively overachieved. I'm really, really pleased. We've had 2 12-game unbeaten runs within the season. So I think we've done really, really well overall. It would just be a little bit of a shame if we don't make the playoffs, but I am very, very confident. I mean, we saw with League 2, we finished League 2 very strongly in our first season, and then Walt's promotion in the second season. We then finished just outside the playoffs in League 1 our first season, and then Walt's League 1 the second season. The championship is so much harder, but I would like to think that we can make some improvements in the summer, get some good reinforcements in, hopefully have a higher wage budget, and just turn things around next season and have a really strong promotion push. I'm not saying that I think we can win the league next season or get automatic promotion, because obviously there are teams that come down from the Premier League every year. It is going to be really tough, but can we just really put ourselves in the mix as a promotion contender for next season? I guess it really depends on the standard of players that we can get in for next year. And early on, we're trying to play out from the back, and we've lost it pretty easily. Our turnaround in form has coincided with playing out from the back, so I want to keep that going. But and Ben Richards, the butcher of Bakersfield, if you understand that reference. Ben Richards, who is on our shortlist, but he's someone that at the moment we could never afford. And he's given them the early lead after we lose it playing out from the back here at the Stadium of Light. A really poor start to the game. Jones picks this one up. Can we make something out of this? Well, we again have lost it very easily. Do I stop playing out from the back? And Ben Richards, and we need Sanisalo to make a really, really good save there. Yeah, I think the way Sunderland have been playing, they are just a cut above the rest of the league. I think the majority of the league, we've shown that we can compete. As they now get a corner, they are dominating this game. I'm going to have to change something. 8 minutes in. And this is going from bad to worse. This is turning into an absolute nightmare in a near empty Stadium of Light, and another penalty goes past Sanisalo. I have never seen him save a penalty since he came into the club. Maybe he saved one in a penalty shootout in one of the cups. I don't know. Oh, I mean, this is dire. Let's make some changes here. Let's stop playing out from the back. Let's see if we can play a bit more wide and a bit more direct. Let's shoot on sight. What else can I change? I'm going to go out to the fullbacks. Even though I'm not playing out to the back, the fullbacks in theory have a bit more space and time with them playing a 4-4-2. So let's confirm those changes. I don't know why it does that sometimes. You make changes and then it asks you to confirm up in that corner. And if you don't see it, you go through the rest of the game without making those changes. Now, Sunderland are just well on top of us, aren't they? We do get a free kick now, and it's lost straight away. Back to Jones. Kakiao, can he get the ball in? He can. No one gets a head on it. It's dealt with, and they are on the counter-attack. Is this now going to turn into another great opportunity for them? It is. And we are falling apart at the Stadium of Light. A step too far, and I think 8 games to go after this. We would basically have to win all 8, I think, to have any chance of making the playoffs this season. And we're just being completely undone here, aren't we? We're just being played off the park. I think it's fully justifiable to berate the players. They haven't responded well to it, apart from the defenders. Oh, the team's responded pretty well there. Only Baker seems a bit upset about it. I mean, we've had 6 shots to their 8, but only 1 on target, and we have looked really, really poor. What can we do here? I mean, 3-0 down. I don't think there's any way we get back into this, but can we get one back here? If Malicio might have been able to play that in first time, maybe. Josh Kennedy gets one. Is he onside? He is. It's 3-1 right at the end of the first half. And is that the base for a little bit of a comeback? Have we got something in us here to hopefully dominate the second half and maybe try and get something out of this? I'm going to encourage the players they respond well to that. So 3-1. I was actually thinking of making a lot of changes at half time and just sort of resting players, but right, yeah, let's tell them the performance has been poor. What can we do in the second half? Are they going to respond here? And Sunderland immediately starting with another great chance. Gonzalez, and he puts it well wide and over the bar. And we can't let Sunderland, I'm going to go attack him. We can't let Sunderland dominate the second half. We really have to put them under some pressure now. It has not been good enough. We've got a free kick. If this goes in, we are right back in it. It's headed away, but only as far as Malicio. Goes all the way back to Kennedy, Simpson. And oh my goodness. Oh, we've seen this before, haven't we? Well done, Sanisalo, with a good save there. We are very, very fortunate. And once again, an attacking highlight for us turns into an opportunity for them. And is this going to go the same way? Jones, can he get a cross in? He can't, and they are going to go down to 10 men. And do you know what? I am going to make some changes with that. Right, let's play with lots of width. Let's continue to play out to the fullbacks, but I'm now just going to fully push up right on them. And we are just going to see what we can do here. Is it time for Brady? Let's get Brady on. Let's make some changes here. Let's have a look. So, I mean, Appiah is shattered. Simpson is shattered. I am going to take Appiah off. Just bring Brian Nolan on. Who else do I want to change out here? Kakiao is really tired and he's had another poor game. And Josh Kennedy, in spite of scoring a goal, is playing a really poor game as well. I'm going to get Harry Brady in here. Johnson has been poor, but I'm going to leave him in. We're going to go 4-2-4. I'm going to make Brady the advance forward. I could really do with him finding some form here. And I'm going to make Johnson a poacher. Let's make those 2 changes for now. And we'll keep one on the back burner. We'll see if it's worth making another change to try and get something out of this as we go. And can we come up with something? Let's demand more from the players. We've got that man advantage now. Can we take advantage of that? Do you know what I'm going to do? With them playing 3 men across the midfield, I'm going to play out to the wings as well. And it looks like this game is just going to run itself out. So, yeah, now that we have the man advantage, basically there are no highlights. That's very, very annoying. We have been really poor. The team is dead on its feet here, isn't it? It's absolutely shattered. Let's just get Alex Baker off, get Moreno in there. And let's just, let's just take the hit on this one. I knew it was going to be a tough game, but I've been disappointed with the performance. And especially the fact that we've created nothing after having the man advantage. We still have plenty of time. We had half an hour. And there is not one single highlight in the final half an hour of the game. And I am very disappointed with that. I am going to be telling them, no, well, we're not going to train tomorrow, but I'm going to tell them I'm far from pleased with the result. Really disappointing performance. Yes, Sunderland, was it last season they were in the Premier League? I think it might have been, mightn't it? So they were one of the teams that came down. They obviously have a Premier League squad. They have the Premier League money. They have the parachute payments. But even so, I think we got every right to be disappointed with that performance. Very, very poor. And as I say, the fact that we played half an hour with a man advantage and there was not a single highlight in that time, it just kind of tells you the form that we have been on. That is a shame. Well, fortunately, with that, we are still only 8 points off the playoffs. West Brom have lost as well. Looks like Norwich have lost as well. No, Norwich won 2-0. So, okay, I didn't realise that Norwich were that far behind West Brom. But we're still 8 points off. Nothing's changed in that respect, apart from the fact that we have now only 8 games to play. Like I say, I think we would have to win all 8 to stand any chance of making the playoffs. It's really frustrating that what has happened with the game crashing, with the computer crashing, just at a point where we were so free scoring, and we are now struggling to score a goal and on a poor run of form. It's really, really annoying, and it kind of shows you the random nature of Football Manager, that you can win a game so comfortably like we did against Charlton, and have such a free scoring game against Brentford as we did, and then reload in the exact same game against the exact same teams, and you get completely different runs of form, completely different results. It's yeah, it's very, very frustrating. But the game now has been saved, so if it crashes again, there is no problem with losing those results. But yeah, I'm now just looking at moving on into the end of the season. You can see Millwall, Pakula is going to Millwall, and he's going to be playing League One. They are almost certain to go down now, I think. I mean, they're 9 points off of safety. Obviously we started the season talking about how they had a tycoon takeover and were paying a lot of money to their players, and they're now going to be a League One team. They've just changed their manager as well. They lost 3-0 at Bristol City on this game. So yeah, with Ipswich going down as well, well, I mean, it's not certain, is it? I mean, QPR and Wigan are probably still a little bit nervous. Portsmouth and Charlton still not 100% clear of it, nor are Swansea. I think everybody from Reading upwards can probably sort of feel like they're okay, but Swansea downwards, it's still not 100% decided. But Millwall will need an absolutely incredible run to stay up. Will Pakula, after being at AC Milan and playing a strong season with us, is he going to be content to play League One? Is he probably going to want to leave there? I would imagine there will be a lot of Championship or maybe even Premier League teams that will be in for him. So very surprising that he's accepted to go to Millwall. But yeah, there you go. I am going to leave it there. We are going to come back. If there is something to play for in terms of the playoffs, we will be back, I think, for the last couple of games of the season. If there is nothing to play for, I'll just come back for the very last game, and we will see how the season has gone. But I think all in all, like I say, we can't be too disappointed. We're a newly promoted team. We've got a 5,000 seater stadium. We're about £1 million in debt now, and here we are battling it out in 10th place. I think it's been a successful season and a very acceptable season. And I think if we can get hold of the right players in the summer, I think we can have a really good second season in the Championship. But we'll have to see how that goes. I will see you guys for the end of season. Hopefully it will be a double or triple header if we are in with a chance of making playoffs. But if not, yeah, the final game, I will see you there. If you've enjoyed this one, and I can't imagine with such a poor performance you've enjoyed this one, but if you have enjoyed this one, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, help us out with the algorithm if you would like to see more Dog Turds into Diamonds. I will see you for the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.